Okay, with me I have Philmon Lee, our own LaGrange hometown American Idol. How are you doing today?
Doing good, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm glad to finally be able to talk with you. I've done a lot of talking about you and writing about you, so it's nice to finally be able to actually talk with you. Um, how was your overall experience with American Idol? How would you say?
Man, the experience overall is just, I mean, it's a lifetime. I met people that I'll know for the rest of my life. I had great opportunities to perform on a national, global stage in front of the industry's biggest, and it's something I'll probably never forget for the rest of my life.
Yeah, absolutely. I was super excited when I heard that you were going to be on it. Um, right after elimination, what was your first emotion? What did you, how did you feel, and what did you do that night?
My first emotion, I guess I would say surprise, but, grateful. You know what I mean? It's like a
Yeah,
once in a lifetime opportunity. And the whole entire time they were telling us, somebody's going to win, but even the winner's got to go home at some point. And I guess that at that time and moment, that was my time to go home and get. Um, it was definitely, I guess it was kind of a sad feeling.
mm-hmm.
And then at the end of the day, I made top 11.
Yeah,
Not a lot of people can say that. So
absolutely.
I was very proud of myself and had a lot of reassurance online, and especially from my hometown and especially from Georgia as well. So I've had a lot of reassurance and reason to be proud of myself.
Yeah. Who was your first call or text? Who did you um, talk to first?
Um, once you get eliminated, you only have like a phone because right then and there they're getting you unwired and getting you sent over to the podcast, so you don't have a lot of time to look at your phone until it's
After the
ready to
fact.
get into and stuff like that. But my mom, my mom was in the studio and she immediately was texting me. So that 1 minute that I got to look at my phone, I was able to see my parents' text.
Yeah, that's good to have that support, especially right after.
Oh yeah.
What was one behind the scenes thing about American Idol that would surprise most people?
Um, I think it would be like the weekly process. Um, a lot of people think it's you're out there. It's a week between each episode.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of stuff that goes on in between. Like the day right after the episode, you go straight into the next week. You're already vocal coaching the next day. The band, vocal coaching, wardrobe, DSPs, online stuff, so you can have stuff to post. It's constantly you're doing something. Um, we even worked on Easter. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So I had one. We had one off day. I think one or two off days while we were out there for. I was out there for like a month and a half.
yeah, that is definitely so. My follow up is what part was the most mentally exhausting, and I guess you just said it with only one day of break.
Yeah, like I think that's probably the most. That's exhausting. You know what I mean? You really don't have a time for yourself to kind of like unwind and kind of take in what just happened. The next day after the episode, you know,
Go go go.
unfortunately, the people that get eliminated, you don't see them, and then you're right back in the grind of it. You're ready. You're getting ready for the next episode.
Yeah, absolutely. Very fast paced. Um, so
Absolutely.
you have described your style as pop soul. How did the show refine or challenge that?
I came into it with a kind of vibe, I guess, and that was kind of what I was pushing towards. And over time, it's into like a rock soul, I would say.
Yeah,
They like the image of me, kind of rock and roll soul. Especially with the songs that I performed. And the wardrobe they put me in, I don't think I had one episode where I wasn't inside some type of pleather or leather.
pleather or leather.
So Yeah, so it was definitely they showed me a new lane and kind of style that I could progress off of.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you feel that that wasn't particularly you, or do you feel like um, they showed you a part of you maybe that you hadn't noticed?
Well, I kind of like I grew up on pop music, I grew up on soul music, and I definitely grew up on rock and roll music.
Yeah,
I got AC/DC, Leonard Skinner, and Aerosmith tattooed on me. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So I was more or less of them changing me into something I didn't want to be. It was also just showing, helping me see enough where I could be artistically.
yeah, absolutely. Um, so you dedicated "All I Want" to your grandmother. How did that moment shape your run, and how did you feel being able to do that?
Um, I think with the previous episodes before, I did When a Man Loves a Woman, and it showed a little bit of my, I guess my emotional side a little bit. I was kind of shy. Then obviously the Hollywood Week in Nashville. That was something upbeat. So it kind of gave the audience a chance to kind of see my emotional music. The ballad and the song itself had a really deep meaning, and I think the audience was able to portray that.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, your family, I talked with your mom and your sister. Um, they talked about the stress of not knowing the outcomes week to week. How did you stay grounded in that? I know beforehand you did know kind of the outcomes, but then later it became America's vote. How were you able to kind of ground yourself and deal with the stress?
Um, well, even I mean, all the auditions, man, you don't really know the outcome until it's said.
Yeah,
Um, Even the Hollywood Week, you don't know until you're standing up there in that line and they call your name out. Until that very moment, they either say you're going on, you're not. I just put it all in God, man. You know what I mean? I just prayed, and I'm happy with how far I made it. Live rounds is definitely a lot more stressful. It's live TV. If you
yeah,
trip and fall, America see it. So each week lining up and you God bless my name called, and I just went through each week with kind of getting my mind ready for whatever was to happen.
absolutely. Yeah, I get it. It's extremely stressful. I can only imagine. Um,
Oh yeah.
what did you learn about the music business um, during the American Idol? Were you able to speak with anybody about the business side of it?
Oh yeah. I mean, like the whole entire time you're there. I mean, you're even the vocal coaches. They work with some of the biggest in the world. And um, the band, they tour with some of the biggest artists in the world.
Yeah,
So I mean, you're constantly around music professionals 24/7, and live TV also has a different aspect of it where it's a lot more like it's all business. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
a really good insight to what's to come for a lot of us. And it kind of got us all prepared.
yeah,
And even in the mentors, the mentor stuff that you see on each episode, Pat Benatar, Neil Dorado, that all that's real. Those are real notes.
yeah. And that's extremely useful for the future of your career, regardless of how things go. So that's a really good opportunity that you were blessed with. Um, so Lagrange has shown up big the entire time that you've been on, from watch parties and selling out the Royal Theater. When you came back, now you're doing a free hometown concert. How do you want to give back to the community with this next show?
I think it's been. I was out there for a month and a half, and I think every day that I check my phone, somebody or just a group of people under either defending me or just making posts about me. Keeping my name in people's mouth and talking about it, and helping me out with the votes. And they definitely helped me get farther along in the competition. And I just want to say that like this concert is really just a way for me to say, hey, thank you. I'd love to show you some songs that some originals. I plan on doing all the songs that I did on American Idol.
Yeah, that was gonna
Just
be
a
my
big thank you.
yeah that was gonna be my follow up. What can people expect from the set? Covers versus originals. What kind of vibe could they expect?
Yeah. I've had some originals. So playing those. I think we're going to throw in like one or two new ones, and then some covers as well. I know probably some people are coming from out of town that know me from American Idol, so I think it would probably do them songs live that I did do on American Idol.
Yeah, yeah. So you are heading back to LA May 6th, and the finale is May 11th. What can you tease about what you'll be doing around finals week, if anything at all?
I had a phone call yesterday with the production team, and I'm not going to go too far, but I will be performing with somebody,
Okay.
and it's somebody that I didn't expect, but it's definitely going to be cool.
Yeah, that'll be something that people can look forward to. Do you have a biggest hope for that moment? Maybe to show, one last little peek or glimpse into what you've got.
I think each episode, man, I try my best to really wow everybody, and obviously nerves come into a lot of it. It's hard. People's like, hey, just dance around a little bit more, but you really have to detach yourself from what's around you, and really give people a show. And I think this with this finale, man, I'm really going to go out. It's the last shebang. It's the finale. I'm going to announce the winner. But when it's my moment on that stage, I'm definitely gonna make it known.
Absolutely. Um, so what is next immediately after? So are you recording songs, releasing any singles, touring? I saw you post on social medias that you were considering touring, and people could request different cities. Can you confirm anything
Yeah,
right now?
yeah, man. Yeah, we in some meetings. We have to wait till the finale's over just to see where that kind of plays out and goes. I definitely am looking at some dates. I definitely want to get some kind of tour together. This is a really big opportunity for me, and the momentum that you get from the show is definitely you want to ride as long as you can to kind of jumpstart and help your career grow as much as possible. So I'd be looking at doing some live shows, some new singles coming out, hopefully soon. I definitely have a catalog, man. So
Yeah. Do you have a favorite song of yours?
that's out already.
That's out already.
Um, Probably meaningless.
Okay.
Meaningless, man. That's a really cool record. I love it. Um, No Saving Me is probably my biggest record so far. So I mean, but Meaningless is probably my
Is
personal
your
favorite.
personal favorite? So do you, if you're driving down the road, are you listening to your own music or somebody else's music, or what do you
No,
listen to?
I don't really listen to my. I don't know. It's just a weird thing, I guess. I don't really like to hear myself as much. Um, I listen to a whole bunch of different stuff though, man. I
Yeah.
usually just put it on shuffle and whatever pops up, pops up.
Shuffle your like songs. That's usually what I do. I'll just
A
put
playlist
shuffle
for
on the whole
sure.
thing. Yep. So when should people expect new music? Is that after the finale when you're able to do that? And I know you're playing a couple new ones at the concert on Friday.
Yeah. So I mean, right now, I think personally, I'm going to wait till after the finale, just so I don't take away from this huge opportunity, and I'm gonna wait till after the finale to put out some singles
Yeah.
and even the touring and all that. Right now, I'm just doing some local shows. Right now, this week, Friday, I got Wild Leap in LaGrange. The stage out there, it's free admission.
Hmm.
It's from 6 to 9 p.m. Uh, Nick Mayfield will be open. I go on at 8 o'clock, and then the very next day, I'll also be in Valley, Alabama, at the Valley Fest. I go on at
Yes.
3 p.m.
And that's where I'm from. I'm from Valley, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Um, so where should people follow you at?
So all my social handles, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, it's all Philmon Lee. Philmonlee.
And how can you compare the nerves of playing in front of American Idol versus playing at a hometown crowd? Is there any comparison to it, or is one much
Um,
worse?
I think the only difference, man, is I mean they're both live, but one's live TV. I think if you don't get nervous at all, it just probably means you don't care. So I mean, I
Yeah,
definitely have nerves going to each show because I'm a perfectionist when it comes to my voice, and I definitely want to make sure everybody has a good time and enjoys the show.
yeah. Did you learn anything about protecting your voice from vocal coaches? Anything that you hadn't thought about or hadn't done before going on?
Um, you know, you're basically singing every day when you're out there. So the vocal coaches definitely help out with telling you how to preserve your voice, what and what not to drink, what and what not to eat. So it's definitely helped me coming back to prepare myself for the future shows without American Idol. Um, but yeah, they definitely teach you techniques and how to warm up properly and everything. Yeah.
Well, that's all of my questions that I have. Do you have anything that you specifically wanted to shout out or let the people know?
And I'd like to thank LaGrange, the surrounding areas, Georgia and a whole. Thank y'all for the support throughout this journey so far, and it's definitely not the end. So,
Absolutely. Well,
and
I
come
really
come to my show Friday and Saturday, please.
Yeah, absolutely. I will. I appreciate you for having this call with me. Like I said, it's nice to finally talk with you after talking about you for so long. Um, yeah,
Absolutely,
I really appreciate it.
man. I appreciate the opportunity and thank you for having me on, man.
Yes, sir.